Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, The Bronson Sky Library. I'm sorry that I haven't been creating any videos lately. I am the worst at creating videos. It just takes a lot of effort. I didn't realize how much effort it would actually take, and looking back, I feel kind of stupid thinking, oh, it's not gonna take too much effort. So I apologize for not getting out any videos, but I will try my best to get out more videos other than just a video like once a month or once every 2 months as it has been going recently. So today it's going to be a video, just a wrap-up video for the months of May and June, the books that I've read in those months, and kind of a life update. Not a big, huge life update, just what I've been doing lately. And so I guess I will start out with the update. I haven't really been doing much. I have had time to record videos and have not recorded them. So that's basically the life update, is that I'm lazy. And it's summer vacation, so I've just been doing summery things. Not necessarily summery things, but yeah, I've been doing stuff. Alright, so I guess we'll just start off with the 2 books that I read in May, or 3 books that I read in May. I don't remember. I think I've only read, yeah, we'll just start with like the 2 books that I read in May, and then we'll go on into the books that I read for June. And the first book that I read in May was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, so book 4. And I do have a reading vlog if any of you guys are interested in listening to more of my ramblings. You can go check that video out. I will try and link it in the description if I can figure out how to link things. But if you don't want to watch that, that's fine. You can just watch this like mini review. So I really enjoyed Harry Potter 4 for the most part. I thought that, so again, I didn't like the books 1, 2, or 3 all that much. I struggled through them. I struggled with the writing. With book 4, I thought the writing got a lot better. I still have some issues with some of the writing techniques. I didn't particularly like the execution of some things, particularly the Triwizard Tournament. Cool idea, executed kind of weird, in my opinion. And I also, I did find that the characters had a little bit more personality within book 4, and I didn't really find that in books 1, 2, and 3, so I really liked how we got a little bit more personality from Harry, especially in book 4. And yeah, so I enjoyed it, but I did end up starting to get a little bit bored by the end of the book. I'm still going to continue on with the series. I'm going to continue my vlog series, my Reading Harry Potter for the first time as an adult vlog series that I'm going to do. So I am going to continue. I want to see if I end up really liking the last few books, or if I just end up not caring for it. So that was the first book that I read in May. The second book that I read in the month of May was Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. This is his first secret project book that came out this year. He wrote 4 secret books during the pandemic, and he's coming out with them this year. And again, this was the first one. And this one was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It took me quite a while to get through it, but I still really enjoyed it. It might have been because this writing was kind of new for Sanderson, I think. So something that I really liked about this book was the magic system. For me, the magic system was kind of hard to get into, or kind of hard to understand, for me at least. It had something to do with the planet's moons and like spores and stuff like that. And it was very interesting. I just didn't understand it quite as well as I would have hoped, but it was still really fun. Sanderson is known for his magic systems, and this is just yet another clever and interesting magic system. But I think the thing that I liked the most about this book was that Tress was just a normal girl doing extraordinary things, and it was so cool to see her adventure on this ship with a bunch of pirates. And I love seafaring adventures, I love pirates, and I love those kind of stories. So it was really fun to read this and get another little take on what it would be like to be a pirate, especially in this world. It was really interesting to get to know that and to read that. I also love how honest Tress is. She is such an honest character, and that honesty actually gets her places, and I think that's so cool. She's not trying to manipulate people, and she's not trying to lie to anyone. She's just trying to be honest, and I love that. And I love the juxtaposition of her honesty to those of the pirates on the ship that she has to be around, because those pirates, you know, they're pirates, so they lie, they cheat, they steal, they're pirates, so they try to manipulate, and Tress is not that kind of person, and she's just honest, and she's honest with the pirates on the ship, and it's funny to see how the characters react to her honesty, because they think she's manipulating them when really she's not. She's just being honest. And so I thought it was really cool to see the juxtaposition of that. It was really fun. I would say this is a very simple story, and it's nothing too extravagant, but it was still so fun. I think people need stories like that where it's just simple and it's sweet, and there were, I think, little nuggets of the Cosmere sprinkled in, and it was really cool to read that within this story, and I really enjoyed this. I really, really did, and I think if you guys are a fan of Sanderson, then read this book. If you aren't a fan of Sanderson, I think this is different enough that you might like it. And if you really like The Princess Bride, and if you like seafaring adventures, then I think this book would definitely be for you, because it was really, really fun. And yeah, so go check it out. So the first book that I read in the month of June was Love and Luck by Jenna Welsh, by Jenna Evans Welsh. And this book is the second in a trilogy of little romances. So the first book is Love and Gelato, and that takes place in Italy with the character named Lena, and then this book revolves around the character Addie, and it takes place in Ireland, and then the third book is a different character, and it takes place in Greece, I think. So that's what this trilogy is, and so they can basically be standalones. But what this one was about, so Addie, she got her heart broken, and she ends up having to kind of get over this heartbreak while she is on this unexpected road trip with one of her brothers and her brother's cute Irish friend. And it's really sweet, and it's really endearing, and I really enjoyed it. It was definitely a very nice break from all of the fantasy books that I read, because as you can see, I read a shit ton of fantasy, and so this was a very nice little break. Sorry, my battery died. But anyway, it was sweet. I really liked it, but again, it wasn't anything too extraordinary, so you might like it. I don't know. But yeah, that's what Love and Luck was. And then the second and final book that I read in the month of June was Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. So I have actually never read this book, and so this was my very first time reading it, and I quite enjoyed it. I thought I wouldn't like it, but I did. And I think we all know what this book is about, but for those of you who don't know, is about this evil magical ring that needs to be destroyed, and the only person who can destroy it is through an unlikely hero named Frodo Baggins, a hobbit. And it's really fun. I actually thought that I wouldn't like this book, because I always heard that the writing is different because it's, it's classic writing. It's not modern. It's not the kind of modern writing that we have nowadays. And Sometimes he can be a little long-winded, which Tolkien can definitely be long-winded. I'm not gonna lie about that. There's a lot of singing in this, and when I say a lot of singing, I mean a lot of singing, which you might think those can be skipped, but you never know. They might be a part of the story. I don't know. So I thought I wouldn't like it because of the writing and because of how long-winded Tolkien can be, but I actually quite enjoyed it. And I think one of the reasons why I enjoyed it was because I also listened while I read. So I listened to Andy Serkis's narration of the book, and Andy Serkis does a fantastic job. He is so good. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I really enjoyed the book, was because of Andy Serkis. If I hadn't listened to the audiobook, I don't know if I would have actually enjoyed this as much as I did. And with the audiobook, I could listen to Andy Serkis sing all of the songs instead of having me have to read all of them, which I thought that was pretty fun. And this is such a classic read that it was so fun to read it and to see where the fantasy influence came from. It was really interesting to read, and it was so cool to read and get that from this. And again, people always would talk to me about the writing of this and about how it's very different because it's classic and it's not modern, which is true. But it's not that hard to read. The writing wasn't hard for me to read. It was just the way that Tolkien structured it wasn't the way that writers in the modern time structure their writing now. So it was interesting to be like, oh, this isn't necessarily hard, it's just different. It's just not what we'd be used to, right? And so I thought the writing was fun. Again, he was a little long-winded. But yeah, that's basically about it. Those are all of the books that I read. I do have a video that I am planning for the Lord of the Rings book. I'm going to be doing a book-to-film analysis video, and I think it's going to be really fun, so keep an eye out on that. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys later. Alright, bye!